In this episode, we're going to look at the OCO HD wireless home monitoring camera. This camera features local and cloud storage ability, motion detection, and two-way audio. It has night vision and has a really good picture. Let's take a look at the setup and then we're going to tear it down. With everyone being so concerned about security and being able to monitor what's going on in their house, I figured I would give this little HD cloud-based storage camera a try. Now this one here looks like it'll store in the cloud or on a micro SD card. Some people might be concerned about storing images in the cloud, but think about it. If you're just storing it on an SD card and someone steals the camera, you've lost your evidence. And something like this you'd use in your house, like to monitor if you're not home, to catch a picture of someone breaking in. At least that's the idea. Let's see how this thing sets up. It says on the box here that it's a 60-second setup. It's got motion and sound detection, and you can talk back to the person or talk back to the house or wherever the camera is, and it's got night vision. Let's open this unit up and see how well this unit performs. As you can see, I haven't opened this unit yet. It's still sealed, still factory sealed. Even comes a sticker that you can put on the window to warn the would-be crooks that are going to break into your house that you are under 24-hour surveillance. Comes with an operator's manual here. So let's just take a look at this, what's in the box here. So we open up the unit. It comes with the camera itself. This is the camera that you can mount. And you can either sit it down or you can mount it to the wall, as it does look like it comes with hardware. It comes with a USB cable, a 1 amp USB adapter. It's got a mounting plate here with some wall anchors so that you can mount it permanently, and it's magnetic. So this is actually a magnetic base. Is the magnet in here? Yeah, the magnet's in the base here. Mounting this to the wall is real simple. You just mount this little magnetic plate, stick the camera up, and then you can adjust it to wherever you want the camera to look. But I'm not going to use that. We're going to set it up here, and I'm just going to plug this thing in and see how quick I can set this camera up. Now the USB power cable on this is close to 10 feet. I would say that actually it is 10 feet. So the first thing I need to do is I need to go to the App Store and download the app. So I'm going to go, and you can get it at the Google Play Store or at the App Store for your Apple device. So I'm going to go to the Google Play Store. So I'm going to search out the iVidian mobile app. So I start to type it in, and here it is. So the iVidian mobile app, and there's the picture of the icon. It's free, so I'm just going to download that onto my BlackBerry. This is an Android phone, by the way, just for those that are curious. They support Android and they support iOS. So if you've got a BlackBerry 10, you'll have to. There are ways to, I'm sure, to make it work, because when I was using BlackBerry 10, I was able to run all the Android apps on that. But this is an Android phone that I'm using. And I should point out, if you really mess things up or you want to change to a different Wi-Fi network once you've connected it, just press the reset button on the back, and then you can pair it to another network. And it's done through the phone, so you have to have the app. So I figured while the software is downloading, we'll go over the technical specs on this unit. As you can see, it's 1280 by 960, so it's 960p is the resolution of this. It's a 1.3 megapixel camera, and it can focus down to, looks like 2.3 millimeters, 125 degree view, horizontal view, and the IR LEDs are good for up to 10 meters or 33 feet. It has a built-in microphone and speaker, so you can listen on the room and you can talk to whoever's there. Again, it's compatible with iPad, iPhone, Android, Mac OS, Windows, Linux, and you can even, looks like you can view it just through a web browser. Interface is the micro USB, and it'll support a memory card of up to 128 gigabytes. So you can record on camera as well as cloud storage if you'd prefer to just record on the camera as opposed to storing on the cloud. And I should point out that the link you see on here, I'm an affiliate now with the company selling this product. So if you click on the link, it actually gets me credit with the company. So anytime you buy one of these cameras, they're going to kick something back towards me. Okay, now that the software is downloaded, I'm going to click open and launch the software. Now I'm going to need to create an account. I'm going to create an account here for testing. So I'm going to click on create an account, and it's going to click on for home. So I click on account, create account. It's going to ask me to put in my email address. So I'm going to put an email address in, and I'm going to create a password. And I have to create a unique password, so I won't be showing you guys this. Once I've entered my password, I'm going to click for home, and I'm going to click on I agree to the terms, and I'm going to click on create an account. Once I've created the account, it comes up here and it says add a camera. So I click on plus, and I have to add what type of camera it is. In this case, it's an OCO. And it'll ask me what model of camera I've got here. This is the OCO HD, which is that one. So I click on there. It says place your camera no further than 16 feet from a Wi-Fi router, and click next. It says place the camera into an outlet and wait for it to start flashing yellow. So I got to plug it in and wait for it to start flashing yellow. Okay, it's flashing red. Maybe they mean red. Let's click next and see what happens now. Searching for networks. It's going to ask me, I think, probably for my network. So I click my network, and it's going to ask me to put the password in for my network. So I have to actually type my own password in. So now I've typed in my password. I'm going to click OK. It now gives me a QR code, and the reason I'm covering this up is so that you guys don't see it. But I'm going to take this and hold this in front of the camera lens so that it will focus on this, and that way it will actually download the Wi-Fi info for my router onto the new camera. So I'm going to take the camera and I'm going to point it at the QR code, which I just did, and now the light has turned green. And then I'm going to click next on here, and it says, now it tells me the camera is connecting. Now all I did was I just held the phone at its side and I pointed the camera at it like that. That's how simple it was to pair this. It says create a name for a camera or leave it as it is. I'll leave it at HD. Live feed. There's a live view of what's happening on my bench right now. So now if I turn the phone sideways here, it'll also reverse or go full screen.
So now if I turn the phone sideways here, it'll also reverse or...
And you can hear what I'm saying, right?
Go full screen. So now if I turn the phone sideways here, it'll also reverse or... And you can hear what I'm saying, right?
So this is a live view. I've just put it up on the shelf here, over my head. Okay, I'm going to take my phone off of Wi-Fi, and I'm now on network data, because what I found with this phone is if I have two devices on at the same time on the same network, I tend to clobber each other because the signal out here in my workshop is not that strong. So there you go. That's a live feed from the camera. As you can see, the picture is really sharp off this thing. Setup was a snap. That was really easy to set this thing up. And as you can see, this sees my entire shop. I mean, the lens is very wide. I can see all the way over to the old central vac over here, and I can see the main door on the other side. So this has an incredibly wide view, and looks to be doing a really good job. Now I can talk back to the camera. I've got the sound obviously turned down on my phone. So if you want to talk to somebody, you tap talk, and then you tap the button, and now you're talking to the person. And tap it again, and you're back to the live view. So the camera comes with a basic free plan. You can add additional cloud recording service, which of course would be fee-based, but the basic plan is free. And you could also set up hybrid storage. So hybrid storage allows you to store video and snapshots on a micro SD card. And it says, here's what it says. It says about hybrid storage. Our cameras give you the flexibility to store footage in the cloud and locally. With the OCO HD, you can store or use a micro SD card as local storage. And it says, please note that snapshots are stored on the cloud even if you use a micro SD card and the basic free plan. So if you put the micro SD card in and reboot the camera, it will then be automatically formatted to use with the OCO HD camera, and the timeline with archive footage should appear on the camera view screen in the app, so you can play it back on your phone. And it says if you're planning on using a micro SD card, they recommend a card with a speed class of 6 or higher, and it supports cards up to 128 gigabytes, which will support, that'll store a lot of recordings. It says that you can adjust your notification settings, and it'll send you an email or both. It says you can receive email or a push or both, and it's all done through the camera settings. So if I go back out of here, I guess I go into setup, notifications, here we go, settings. So if I turn notifications on and I go into settings, I can get a push notification and email notifications. I can have it based on motion or sound and event clips. Here's our setups here. So you can have it so that if it detects motion, it'll record. And if it detects sound, it will start recording. It says whenever a sensor is triggered, you will receive a notification and a recording will be saved to the archives if it's connected. So it says event clips. If this feature is enabled, iVideon will send you a short video clip every time an event occurs. And you can turn them off even if your camera has low bandwidth or if you want to reduce your data usage. And it's connected to my Wi-Fi network here. I'm covering this up so you don't see my Wi-Fi network. And so if I turn on the cloud archive, it says enabling cloud recording. Video will be recorded in the cloud, and this will provide data security and instant access from anywhere. And I just have to click turn on, and it tells you right here, there's a warning. It says connecting the cloud archive means your camera will be automatically save videos to the cloud, where you'll be able to view them via the web or the app. Recordings are made only when the motion and sound sensors are triggered. Would you like to configure a cloud archive for your camera? And you can either continue or close. If I click configure, you select your country, click save, and here's your fee. $0 per month per camera. So I'm going to select the $0 per month plan. And that gives you options here, right? You can have Cloud 1, Cloud 10, or Cloud 30. And this will obviously allow you to connect more cameras. I'm not going to pick these, but here you can pick different, right? $4 per month per camera or $40 per year per camera, right? And that's what Cloud 4 gives you. Full recordings of all events in the clouds for 24 hours. Smart notifications, etc. For their $9 plan, it stores for the past 10 days. And for the $19 a month plan, it stores your events for the past 30 days in the cloud. So these are the options if you want to go to cloud storage. And you can have up to 15 cameras. Now I don't want any of these, so I'm going to go back. Okay, other options we've got here from the software. If I click on here, we can select the quality of the image. So if you're on a low bandwidth internet connection, for example, or you want to conserve bandwidth, you can switch it down to low quality. And this will obviously use a lot less bandwidth than the full HD. As you can see, the picture is not going to be as clear, which you will see. So this one's more of a standard definition. If I switch it back to, we'll switch it to mid. We'll take a look at how the quality is on mid. And then of course high quality will give you the best image quality. And as you've noticed, there is a slight delay from live action to what you actually see on the camera. When you're in full screen mode, I think if I were to tap this button here, it would turn on the microphone, and then I can tap, talk to the person. And this one's probably take a snapshot. Yep, that takes a snapshot. So you can take a snapshot on your phone of your live view. As you can see, in the high quality mode, this thing's got a great picture. Even off the phone here, it looks fantastic. So that's it. That's a review of this little OCO HD surveillance camera with cloud storage and local storage. I was like, maybe we'll take this thing apart and see what's inside it. What do you guys think? So it looks to be just held together with a couple of screws here under these rubber caps. So we'll just remove these. And that's just a couple of small screws that holds it together. And we'll be in like Flynn. And whenever I get a new gadget, the first thing I always want to do is take it apart, right? See what's inside it. See how well it's built. And it just pops open just like that. Okay, here's your USB power connector here. And it just plugs in, so we'll just unplug this so that we can get a look at the rest of the unit here. Seems to be another couple of screws to remove the main board. Okay, now this thing. There we go. The camera will just push out like that. Okay, here's the camera here. It's got the infrared sensor here, the infrared LED, which shines through the black glass on the front, which is obviously going to be infrared passing. If I put the night vision on the camera, we should be able to see right through this thing. Yep, there you see. I'm actually looking through that infrared lens right here. There's where the lens, like, here's the infrared, and that's an infrared passing filter that just passes infrared light. As you can see, if I turn off the night shot, it'll go black completely. So this little filter, looking through it, you see nothing. This passes infrared light. Remove this screw here. Lift this little board off. Here's the microphone. And this whole camera should just pop out here. Well, we'll want to remove these screws. And here's the camera array here. This little block here, this is going to be the solenoid to install and remove the infrared cut filter, because it has an infrared filter that it kicks on during normal lighting conditions so that you have a proper color balanced picture. Some of the cheap cameras out there that used to be on the market did not, and then you had false colors when you had normal lighting that had a lot of infrared component in it, such as sunlight, and things would just look awful under them. So the better cameras have an infrared cut filter, and that's activated here. You'll hear it click when it switches from daytime to nighttime. My security cameras that I have here now, my existing FLIR cloud-based cameras, all have an infrared cut filter on them. Here's the Wi-Fi antenna over here. Get a couple BGA chips here that have heatsink attached to them. So we can't see what these are. This heatsink is glued down on top of it. Look at this. Look at the circuit board. So it's like this could be like an 8-layer board. Look at how thick this thing is. This is a multiple layer board. So there's a lot of circuitry in here on this double-sided board. You've got components mounted on both sides, and it's got a big heatsink around the back here with heatsink heat transfer silicon compound here to drain away the heat. So this looked to be really well built. Here's the reset button on the back for resetting the Wi-Fi network. But yeah, just looking at this thing looks to be incredibly well built. I mean, just look at the solder on this thing. The solder connections are perfect. I don't even need to get the microscope out on this because I can tell just by looking at it, this is well made. Excellent. Let's put this thing back together and let's see if it still works. That'll be a testament to its good build quality. If it can come apart and go back together and be no worse for wear. Snap the board back in here on both sides. So we'll put it back together. We'll slide the camera assembly back down and put it back in its case. Pop the lens back through where it belongs here, like that. And the microphone wire that comes around through here plugs into this connector down here. Power connector, reconnect here, and then the back slips back in place. Couple little covers to cover it up, and power cord, plug it back in. There we go, got a green light. Reconnected. Let's bring up the software. And there's my live stream. Of course, as you notice, it's got a little star beside here that tells me that there's been an event, which in this case is me just holding the camera over top of the other camera. We'll catch you in the next video real soon. Bye for now.